I sat on it for a while, and now I decided I have to give my opinion on this. Uh, the Dave Mustaine Gibson deal. I originally, when the rumors were floating around, I figured it was going to be a Kramer guitar. I figured it was probably going to look like what he's used in the past. So I guess I was 33% correct. The video they put out was kind of dumb because they just talked about how much he loved Gibson, but they didn't really show the guitars. And then I was like, well, I'll wait a few days and see what they show. And I gotta say, first and foremost, I find the Kramer is exactly what I imagined it would be. But this whole thing with like this green V and the fact that the inlays are the gem that Vic Rattlehead's holding on Rust in Peace and stuff like that, it's like you're celebrating an album with these guitars that this brand of guitar was not used to record. I mean, these things they're all up on Rust in Peace, which, don't get me wrong, is a seminal thrash album. But it was recorded with Jackson guitars. And I don't know what the market is for these guitars. Because old school Megadeth fans, I think, are going to still probably gravitate towards the King V, and maybe even the Deans. Younger people that are just discovering Megadeth are not going to be able to afford these. I do like the color, and I do like that they kind of modernized the V a little bit. The banana headstocks, or the hockey stick headstock, looked weird at first, but it's different. The output jack being moved to the underside of the top of the V, I think, is a smart move. But I feel like the modernizing on these Vs that they're making for Mustaine could have been done without Mustaine. But I understand too, Gibson's very much locked in the past and their legacy and things like that. I'm sure this move will sell some guitars, but I don't think it's gonna sell boatloads. I don't think you're gonna see huge volumes of guitars being moved. I could be wrong, but I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm sure guys like Trogley are excited, but there's nothing here that's like, there's nothing, especially the Gibson, there's nothing about the Gibson that makes me go, oh, I gotta have that. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Epiphone, because the more traditional body style Vs are Gibsons, the acoustics are Gibson, then you got the Kramer V, so it wouldn't make sense. I don't think it would make sense for the Epiphone to be shaped like the Kramer, but I don't see them releasing an Epiphone that looks like the silver V or the green one. I don't know. Who knows? They're being kind of mum on the details for that, so we'll see what happens. However, nobody will come right out and say it, but you know that the move that Dean has made is a direct response to this, and whoever is behind their marketing for this is fucking brilliant. Because first we got the Vengeance V, and holy fuck are these cool. I'm not so much an Evertune guy. Maybe if I was a touring musician I'd probably like them or feel a need for them, but the color options, I mean, kind of standard fare for Dean here, but the black satin one I do really like the look of. I wish it had a neck pickup, but you know, whatever. I like that it's kind of stealthy looking, no inlays. The bound neck's kind of a touch of class. The Floyd Rose, that thing's pretty bad. I like it. The body mounted Fluence pickups, the weird I don't know what those inlays are supposed to be. Does it say? Neck material, scale length, construction, set through neck. That's nice. Pearloid Ultra Diamond inlays. It's not what I would have called them, but okay. 12-inch radius, 24 jumbo stainless steel frets. Nice. So they're basically taking the Dave Mustaine V and specking it out. These are a far more modernized V than what Gibson did. And I'm not trying to hate on Gibson. I just think they make some stupid fucking decisions from time to time. But these, I think you're going to see a lot of these move, as opposed to the Gibsons, especially the Floyd, maybe even the black one, because there's a lot of metal guys that don't use neck pickups. And there's a lot of guys that do like Evertunes. But I wish they maybe would have done some more color options. I'm not necessarily completely sold on the flame maple top, but whatever. But if that wasn't enough, then a few days later, they said that they had 0 apologies to give, and they showed these, which the specs are basically the same. It's just a different body style. I'm not crazy about the super pointy bottom horn there, but I do like the fact that it's basically, it's a pretty metal as fuck Explorer is what it is, with a more traditional 6-in-line headstock. I like that. I don't hate the Dean headstock like some people do, but I do think that the Dean headstock looks kind of weird on the Z models. It looks really good on the V's and the MLs, but for that Explorer shape that the Z has, it just, I don't know, looks kind of wonky to me. But these I do like, for the most part. Like I said, I'm not super crazy about that bottom horn, but I'd play one of these. But I think that's a good move by Dean to kind of push back and come out with some little bit of sass in their marketing for these. I like the response. I like the fact that this is not a coincidence that these were announced shortly after the official Gibson announcement. I'm sure these were probably in the works, and they were probably ready to be shown off with the rest of the 2021 models, but they held on to them until the Dave Mustaine announcement was made, which makes me think there's a little bit of bad blood there. Not sure, but I feel like Mustaine kind of went with the money on this one, because as a guy that's not known for playing Gibsons, it's a weird move, especially late in his career like this, to make a switch like that. I mean, the guy's on the cusp of being 60, and I like Mustaine, don't get me wrong, and I like Megadeth, but it's just that I scratched my head more often than not over this whole Gibson announcement. Like the Kramer thing, I probably would have just been like, yeah, that makes sense, 80s metal. They kind of have that more metal look going, but these other two Vs, I don't know. And even the one in the picture, doesn't make a lot of sense. But like I said, we'll see what happens. But I think Dean has a stronger offering with these two lines than what Gibson's showing with the Dave Mustaine guitars. So we'll see.